Guys, so Cooper and I are making challah, and so far we have I put in 6 egg yolks and 1 whole egg. I know the recipe calls for 7 yolks, but I do 6 egg yolks and then 1 whole egg. And then we have the yeast rising over here. I used active instant yeast, but it doesn't matter. You just need it to get so it's that foaminess, okay? Now, we're gonna turn off the mixer, right, Coops? Turn it off. Nope, turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna add the sugar.
Okay.
Now we're gonna put the 1/4 cup of sugar in the eggs. Go ahead. And I put a little bit of honey. See, hold it up so they can see. I don't put a ton of honey, but just a little bit of honey to make it sweeter.
All of it?
All of it, go ahead. And you're gonna have to wait.
That's it.
Okay, let it drip, 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 and then you're gonna put that cup in the, yep, there you go.
I'm gonna put it right.
Now we're gonna turn the mixer on to like medium just to get the eggs and the sugar and honey.
4?
4 is good, yeah. So we're mixing that all together. We're gonna count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The salt in. I think it's a tablespoon of salt. Cooper has it in his hand. He's gonna stick it in, make sure it gets off his hand. Then he's gonna mix that in. Nice pour.
I haven't locked it.
Okay, well you gotta lock it. You're in charge.
Oops.
It's okay. So let's show them what it looks like right now.
Remind me to lock it.
I will remind you to lock it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So we put in the 4 cups of flour and we have the paddle mixer in there. And Coop's gonna turn it on to 1. Very
There's
slow.
No 1.
Well, the slowest setting.
2.
Okay, so let it do that.
Okay. Up 10.
Well, we gotta wait till it like kind of incorporates. So this is what it looks like.
Honey.
Can you get a spatula out? We may need to scrape the sides. Any spatula is fine. Pick a spatula. Okay. So you see it's kind of getting like sticky looking. Now I used unbleached regular flour because there's not like organic flour and it's hard to find the fancier flour. I don't really find that it makes a difference.
Should we turn it?
We're gonna maybe turn it down in just a second. So you see it kind of comes all together. Let's turn it off for a second, Koopy.
Okay.
And then scrape the sides.
It smells honey.
I know. So scrape it. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Here, let me help.
Can you lock up?
Okay.
Because I
Okay. We don't want to make a mess.
Whoa.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Here, I do it.
Can I help?
No, I got it. I'm strong.
Now this recipe calls for hand kneading. I tried hand kneading it the first 2 times and it came out like a brick. So I don't recommend hand kneading it.
I think that's good.
Okay, now we're gonna put it down. You're gonna lock it. Now here's all the yeasty water over here, and you can see it's gotten.
Which way turn it?
So you're gonna put it all the way down. Make sure it's locked. Hold on. Don't get mad at it. Okay, now you're gonna turn it on super slow. Okay, and we're gonna add the yeasty water very slowly. And you want all that yeasty water. It got very yeasty, so there's sugar in that water to make the yeast super activated. There's no like real amount, so we want to use the spatula and get the Well, could you help me? I was telling you to get the spatula. Crazy, can you help? So this water smells just as you would think, kind of yeasty like beer. No, use the spatula inside it, Coops. Okay. No, I was saying inside the thing. Now you see how it's combining, but it looks very wet? We're gonna have to add flour because you don't want it this wet. So stop it for me, Coops. We're gonna add flour and I will come to the next video. I added a little bit more flour because it was too sticky. Maybe I added a little 1/2 cup. So you'll see it needs to like all come to a ball and not be so wet.
Yeah.
Maybe turn it up a little bit, Coop. Not a lot, just a little.
Should we do 6?
6, but not, yep. Whoa. So it still hasn't come to a ball. It's too wet. Turn it off, Cookie. So we're gonna add a little bit more flour.
Can I try?
No, because it's just a little bit. So you see I put like a little bit more in.
It's already locked?
Yep, lock it up.
6.
No, not 6 yet, Cooper. You see what happened with 6? 4.
I thought you
So you see it's getting a drier.
I think 2 is-
Now you can go to 6 now. Wow, okay, turn it off. It's come to a ball. So see, it's come to a ball and it's not, oh, it's still wet. We need more flour. So maybe there was more the eggs were a little bigger this time, or you just never know. Okay, go ahead.
Let's do it at like
3, 2 at the most. Come on. So you want it to come to this ball and not be so
let's
sticky.
do it like 4 so we can just
Okay, 4 a little more. That's ketchup. So that looks a lot better.
Okay, should we do
Turn it
6?
off now. No, turn it off. Okay, and we're gonna switch to the other hook, the dough hook. So I'm gonna turn this off and we'll go to the dough hook. So we put the dough hook on, and when I took the dough off the paddle, I noticed it was kind of still very sticky, so I added a little bit more flour, okay? So we're gonna lower it down, but Coop's gonna definitely need my help to get it all the way locked, okay? Now he's gonna turn it on to like 2. Okay, and
Gonna
see,
hook it up.
now you can turn it on a little bit more.
6.
No, 4. Okay, so you can.
You should add a little bit more.
No, we're good. Keep it here. No, not any higher.
What?
So you can see it's coming to a ball. Now this dough hook is kneading it. So we're gonna keep it going like this for about 6 or 7 minutes. You can go longer. Don't do that, Koopy Doo. So if it starts to like split apart, we already did that. If it starts to split apart or get weird, stop it and then recenter the ball, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like after the 8 minutes. So as you can see, this is a chance where you would open it and kind of put the ball back together, okay? So this is just, I'm like about halfway through the kneading, so just so you can see. It looks like after we have kneaded it for like 8 to 10 minutes, I put it in a lightly oiled glass bowl. You can put it in a metal bowl too. I'm gonna stick it in my oven for proofing purposes because it is very cold in my house and it doesn't rise. But now you just cover it and let it rise for like 2 hours. So I just took the dough out of the warm oven. So I basically just turned the oven on to warm and let it sit in there. And you can see it's doubled at least its size. And now I am going to knead it. And this actually makes 2 challahs. So I'm gonna make it into 6 little portions and then braid it. So you see I punched the dough down and I put it on a floured surface. I don't knead it a whole lot after this. I'm just gonna cut it into 6 sections. Okay, so now I cut them up into 6 sections like this. Okay, so I kind of stretched them out and they're not like perfect, but you can make them more perfect as you put them together. So then you're gonna roll them maybe and make them a little bit more perfect, but if the dough is being grumpy with you, it does not have to be perfect. Okay, so now I have my 2 challahs, and you can see sometimes the ends are just a little bit annoying, so you just tuck them under. It doesn't have to be like anything perfect at all. I'm gonna brush this with egg wash. And then I like to cover them for the first like half of the baking with a sprayed piece of tin foil so that it doesn't stick, and then uncover towards the end. Otherwise, I feel like they get too crusty. So I'm gonna now wash the tops with egg whites. And then like I said, spray a tin foil and cover it with the spray side down. So there's my glossy egg washed challahs and then a sprayed tin foil. And then I'm gonna put the spray side down, dry side up. You can see, loosely covered. I'm gonna put it into a 350-degree oven for roughly 30 minutes. Like I said, the first 10 to 15 minutes, I leave it covered and then I take it off and let it go the full. So I just took the tin foil off and you can see they've risen and they are starting to get cooked, and then I am just gonna close up the oven and wait a few more minutes. So as you can see, it's been in probably for another like 15 minutes after I pulled off the tin foil, and it looks almost ready. I like it a little bit more cooked, so I'm gonna let it sit in for another like maybe 2-3 minutes, and then I'm gonna pull it out. And here we go. Here is the finished challahs. See, they came out very nice. I like them a little bit crunchy-ish looking on the top. And that is it. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom.